all are doing well. So today we are going to see the second video that we had already started in a previous class, that was about pure and mixed substances. So today, children, we are going to see how to separate the different substances, and in that, children, we are going to see how to separate a solid in a solid mixture. But before that, if you have not subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon so that you are notified with every new video that I am uploading. So without any more delay, let's get started with today's video. So we begin with the first process under the heading, children, separation of a solid in a solid mixture. That means both the components that are there, they are both in the state of solids. Now children, the first method that we are going to do is winnowing. Now winnowing is such a method, children, in which both the solid substances differ in their gravity, or you can say the size is different, even the densities are different. Or in simple terms, you can say that they have different weights. So that when we take a mixture of such two substances, children, that differ in their weight, with the help of wind, when we are going to separate it, that process is termed to be winnowing. And for doing winnowing, children, a special kind of a thing is used. Now it was very difficult to get and show you that thing because these days nobody uses that. But because I wanted to show you, so I have arranged. Now have a look at this, children. This is used for doing winnowing. Now what is done in this is, children, the grains that are to be separated from the husk. Husk is the brown covering which is found on the grains. So that grain and husk is put onto this, children. It is put onto this, and then it is made to vibrate, and the things are made to fall down. With the help of wind, the grains, because they are heavy, they fall directly down, and the shaft or the husk of it is light, so it gets blown away with the wind and makes a separate pile away from where the pile of the grains is kept. So that way, with the help of winnowing, that is by means of using wind, we can separate the heavy grains from the husk or from the shaft. So this is how it is being done in the villages. Now in your books, children, the picture is given. You can have a clear view of this picture, children. This is showing you how, with the help of wind. Now this picture is already given in your books, children. You can see this picture. This person is doing winnowing. He is able to separate the grains from the husk with the help of wind. And so the thing that I showed you right now is over here in his hand. And this is how, with the help of winnowing, the grains are separated from the husk. So this was the first method. The second method is known as, children, hand picking. Now hand picking, you have all seen your mothers, before they cook the pulses, before they cook the rice in the morning, every day they do this method for cleaning the rice or the pulse before it is being cooked. Now in hand picking, children, the first thing that is to be kept in mind is we always take a smaller quantity that could be separated. Then you might have seen in your to your mothers, they take a small amount of pulse or the rice that is to be cleaned, and what do? They pick the things out with the hand. So when they are going to pick the things out of the hand, that method is known as hand picking. And during hand picking, the things that are to be removed, they differ in color or in shape or in size. So either of these three things is on which the substances that are to be separated, they differ from each other. Now in the morning, suppose they are cleaning the rice or they are cleaning the pulses, children, they generally look for the small stones or for the small insects that are there in the rice or in the pulse. So because that is being done with the hands, the method is known as hand picking. Now I have also taken over here, but I have mixed the rice as well as pulse with it, because the colors are very different, the shape, the size, everything is very different. So you clearly will be able to see how the hand picking is being. Now see this, children, I have taken over here, I have taken rice and I have mixed a little bit of yellow pulse in it. Now easily you can see where the pulse is there, and you can see where the rice grains are there. And this is taken in a small quantity. So whenever we are doing this step, children, or whenever we are doing this method, we have to keep in mind that the quantity that we take is less. Now very easily, if I want to clean it, I can separate the pulse, see, like this. Now when I am going to separate it with my hands, children, I am making use of my fingers to separate it. This method is known as hand picking. See, we can separate it like this, right, from the rice. So this method is hand picking. Okay, let's see the third method, children. The third method is magnetic separation. Over here I have magnets. See, I brought magnets to show you. So the third method will make use of the magnet. So it is termed to be, children, magnetic separation. Now in magnetic separation, children, one thing is to be kept in mind, that one of the substance that is there in the mixture should be magnetic in nature. That means it should get attracted towards a magnet. Then only we can make use of this magnetic separation. Now to explain it more, I am going to show you how we are going to separate it using the magnets. Now over here you can see, children, I have taken some sand. This is some sand, and because I wanted to show you, so I have taken a bigger nail. See, can you see this, children? See, these are the nails that I have taken. Right, now I'm going to make use. Now because the nails are quite big, so I can also pick it up with my hands, but because I wanted to explain you and show you in the video, so I have taken bigger nails. We can take anything which is very small. Even the powder of a iron can be separated from sulfur or from sand using this method. Now see, this is a magnet in my hand and these are the nails, so I can use any. Now in order to make it little more interesting, I am going to use this star magnet. I have this beautiful star magnet. I am going to make use of this. See, now when we take the magnet and we roll it over, right, when we roll it over, everything which will be magnetic will start sticking to it. See, right, now can you see, all things are gone, and where are they? They are sticking over here to my magnet. They are sticking over here to my magnet. So this method of separating iron substance or anything that is magnetic from a non-magnetic substance can be brought about with the help of magnet. So this is known as magnetic separation. I hope it is very clear to all of you. The next method we see is, children, sieving. Now sieving is a process in which any mixture is passed through a porous medium. The smaller components of the mixture will pass from the sieve and the bigger mixtures will remain there, or they will stay back on the sieve. Now over here, for showing you sieving, children, I have taken this. This is known as a sieve. All of you must be having this at home. Now over here I have taken a mixture, children. This is the fuller's earth that I have taken, and it has some rice grains in it, that are the colored rice grains. So I am going to show you how the sieving is being done. Now when we take this and we just shake it a little, children, see, the things pass down. Right, now what is left over here, you can see, children, we have the bigger grains. See this, we have the bigger rice grains that were left back on the sieve, and the powdered form, that was the fuller's earth that I had taken, children, that passed down. Right, so this method, by separation of two solid substances where they can pass through a sieve, that means they differ in the size, they can be done with the help of sieve. So this method is known as sieving. Now this sieving you'd see every day in your home, children. Whenever your mother is making tea, and before they pour it into the cup, it has to be sieved for removing the tea leaves from the tea. That is also sieving. Now the last method, children, that is left for the separation of a solid and a solid mixture is sublimation. Now sublimation is such a process, children, in which one of the substance should be sublimable substance. In a mixture when we take, children, one substance should be sublimable. And sublimation is a process, children, in which when we heat the substance, it changes into its vapor form. And when it is allowed to cool, it quickly changes back into its solid state. That means the changing of a solid into the gaseous state and changing of the gaseous state back to the solid state. Skipping one state, children, that is the liquid state, is known as sublimation. Now, in our everyday life, we have seen many a substance, children, which are sublimable substance. For example, children, the naphthalene balls that we use to store the winter wears, or that we use in our washrooms, in our toilet areas to put it, the odonal that we use in our toilet, children, this is all naphthalene. So naphthalene is a sublimable substance because you have never seen the liquid part of it. Another example of the same thing is, children, camphor. Camphor in Hindi we call it as kapoor. That is also a sublimable substance, children, because that substance also directly changes from the solid state into the gaseous state, and from the gaseous state it can be brought into the solid state. So both of these are the examples of a sublimable substance. So this process, children, this method of sublimable substances, when it is being used for separation, that method is known as sublimation. Now, children, see, this picture is given in your books, children. It is showing the process of sublimation. Now, in this, children, we have taken a mixture of salt, that is a common salt, and ammonium chloride. Now, both of them are mixed together and they are made to be heated. Now, when they will be heated, children, you will see that salt will be left behind, but ammonium chloride will start changing into its vapors. And then those vapors, when they will reach to the colder area or the colder portion of the test tube, children, or the funnel, as you can see in this picture, children, the funnel. Now, children, see, the mixture of ammonium chloride and sodium chloride is taken over here and it is made to be heated. Right? Now, when it is being heated, sodium chloride will stay over here, children, but ammonium chloride vapors will be seen rising up. And when they will rise up over here, when they reach to the mouth part of this funnel, children, over here, this part is colder. So you will see ammonium chloride will start condensing over here. That means it will start changing into its solid state. And it will stick over here in this portion of the funnel. So this method is known as, children, sublimation. And all the ammonium chloride will sublime and stick over here, and only sodium chloride, that is common salt, will be left over here. So this method is the last method, and we have completed with all the method for separation of a solid in a solid mixture. I hope, children, after seeing the entire video and after listening to me very carefully, you have understood each and everything that I have tried to explain you. Now, if you have really understood the lesson well, don't forget to please subscribe, like, and do share my videos with many of your friends so that they also are being helped by me, that is Mrs. D. Nandan. So, thank you and have a wonderful day ahead. Bye-bye.